Okay, how's everybody doing this evening? Of course, my name is Kent, and the channel is EOS San Diego. And I wanted to bring on a special guest tonight. Actually, unfortunately, someone else that's lost some EOS here recently. His name's Ray. He's from Texas, and I appreciate him coming on so quickly because I talked to him today. Actually, he had talked to our good friends Crypto Tim down under. And Tim had talked to him, and then Tim had actually telegrammed me, and then I went ahead and got a hold of him. And so I wanted to bring him on right away because this is all very current information, and I want this information to be shared quickly because the quicker everybody understands what's going on and how these people are taking EOS and how they're stealing EOS and changing accounts, the quicker everybody can be prepared for this kind of stuff. So anyway, Ray's a really smart guy. He's been in crypto for a while, very energetic, knows a lot about it. And so I'm going to let him tell the story because he can tell it better than I can. So, okay, Ray, you ready to go?
Yes, sir. Hey
Okay.
guys, hope all of you are having a good night. So what I'm gonna go ahead and show you is before I show you anything, I want to give you a quick breakdown of what happened, and then I'll go ahead and show you step by step what happened. First of all, I got involved with EOS a few weeks ago. I converted my Bitcoin that I had um, over to EOS, and at that point, I actually created a account through EOS Links, which some of you might know what it is. It's a app on your phone that you can create an account and all this stuff. But nonetheless, when I created my account, I had about 808 EOS on that account. Um, Unfortunately, this happened, which I'll explain here in a second. What ended up happening was I actually started staking my coins because, as you know, a lot of YouTubers tell you, it takes 3 days for them to get unstaked, and if anything happens, you can always get your account back. Um, Anyway, while they were being staked, the last day, I actually grabbed I was able to get a hold of a Nano Ledger. I set up my account. The last day that I was waiting for my account to get liquidated from the staking, or get unstaked, as some of you might call it, my account was basically locked out. And I'll explain exactly what I mean by that. Some of you know the word phishing. It's when someone creates a fake website and tries to get a hold of your information or money or etc. These individuals particularly use a program that a lot of you might use called Scatter. Now, I want to go ahead and say this ahead of time. I mean, no disrespect to Scatter. I've used them. This is the only time I've used them. I just think that it's kind of sad that when I did this, there was no real prevention. There was no warning sign on my end. And I'll go more into detail with that later. So, as you can see on my screen, here's the official Scatter website to download Scatter. For my protection, I'm not going to download it because, in my opinion, I'm not a huge fan of it. But again, that's just my call due to everything that's been going on with me recently. So basically, what I'm going to show you first is this. Some of you might be able to see this. I'll try to zoom in a little bit here. Can you see that well, Kent?
Yeah, I'm seeing it fine. It's a little bit narrow, but it's good. It's yeah,
Yeah. Unfortunately, this picture was narrow. Kind of took
yeah,
it.
no problem.
This was actually the day that it happened. This was at around, I think, 11 p.m. at night, Central Time, and I got a message from, or actually a transaction from this account named TellUs.x was their account. And for that memo, they put here, and some of you had seen this on Tim's video, blockchain perfected, 90% Telos already claimed, claim your Telos tokens. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, how did you fall for this? And I 100% agree with you. This is my fault. I should have taken a little bit more of a precaution, but I'll explain why I fell for this and why I want all of you to realize how smart these people have gotten with this. So, um, I want to give a quick mention here, guys. Please do not go to this website. I'm actually running on Windows 10 right now. I'm in a disguised window. I know that's not 100%, uh, you know, uh, anonymous, or it's not 100% safe for me, but I just want to show you guys. So this is the website that I went to. called Telos. Now, as you can already tell, there is a dash between Telos Foundation. The real website does not have a dash. Do you see this claim button over here? If you go to the actual website, there's no claim button. Unfortunately, I've never gone to their real website. I've heard of Telos before from many YouTubers talking about it, and when the airdrops were supposed to happen, and I was aware of the airdrops. I just thought, you know what, I can claim them. So what I did was I clicked claim, and here's where they tell you that you're going to get a ratio of 1 to 1, meaning the amount of EOS that you have right now. Let's say you have 10 EOS, you'll get 10 coins from Telos. So I'm gonna go ahead and enter my old username, the one that was compromised, which was
Yeah,
send
see, at this
rain
point, I just want to make the statement. You haven't entered any private keys yet, or you haven't
negative.
entered. Yeah,
Negative.
so
I
you're
just click claim.
everybody that's saying, "Hey, keep your private keys safe and all this good stuff." This isn't at this point. You haven't done any exposure your private key to anybody. So this is a very slick way of getting people
Correct.
to actually for them to change your keys without you giving up your private key. So go ahead.
Yes. No, no, you're good. And I'll go ahead and explain a little bit more what they did here. So once you enter your username, you are forced to kind of click this I agree and understand that you read this, etc. It's useless. You'll hit next, and it's going to go ahead and retrieve your information from that account, and it's going to say, please confirm that this is your public key. And unfortunately, that this is no longer my key. This was my old key. Um, or that's the new one that they have control of, and that is the amount that I have right now. And it's weird that the scammers haven't touched my coins because they basically changed the keys. But nonetheless, you see here, okay, they know exactly what I have. That's interesting, and I'll go ahead and hit confirm, and it's identifying.
Right, but what they see is basically on a blockchain, so they can
Exactly, and
all
now
the
it's
right.
yeah, now it's going to go ahead and show you to prove the ownership and sign your request.
Okay.
Now, right now, as it stands, I do not have Scatter on my computer because they clearly use Scatter to change my information, my active and owner keys. But I will go ahead and show you and explain to you as much as I can on what happened next. When I saw this screen the first time, I realized, oh, I don't have Scatter because at that point I was only using my wallet on my phone. So that's when I went to the Get Scatter website. I
Right,
downloaded
the links
Scatter.
wallet. The only thing you've done right so far is create a links wallet, right?
Yeah, yeah. And then as soon as you click login with Scatter, as long as it's installed onto your computer, I did not try the extension. Please be very careful here. I did not have the extension. I had the actual software.
Okay, so
The actual
you
software.
didn't install on your Chrome browser.
Negative. No, there was no extensions on my Chrome.
Right, and I just want to point
Yeah.
out one other thing here while we're still here. I don't know if people can see it, but do you see on the other upper left-hand corner it says Telos dot Foundation? That's like
Hmm.
you see how it says not secure.
Yeah.
Okay, so that right there, I just want to let everybody know that's a warning too. But I just want to know whenever you see a site that doesn't have the lock and everything, be careful. So go ahead, keep going. I'm sorry.
Correct. And then from there, I went ahead and clicked scatter. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, oh, this is Scatter's fault and all this stuff. To be honest with you, I don't know. They use Scatter because all of you know out there, and you've heard this from YouTube videos, and I know Ken has talked about it, and I know, Crypto Tim and all these amazing YouTubers have talked about it, that don't give out your public key, or I'm sorry, don't give out your private key, the one that you can use to recover your funds. These scammers were smart, and they basically are using Scatter to lure you in. So, that being said, that's out of the picture. Once you hit Scatter, log in with Scatter, Scatter will open on your computer, and it's basically a very small window on your screen that tells you it's going to be on the right hand side over here where my mouse is. It's going to be a lot of code, a lot of lines of code. And for someone like me who doesn't know code, and for I'd say the majority of you out there who do not know code, that code was basically a smart contract that was explained to me by one of the I don't think he's a founder, but he's a his name's Rami. He's a member that's associated with the official team of Scatter, and he told me that basically they used Scatter to create a smart contract so that when you click approve, right? There's going to be two buttons. It says approve and decline. When you hit approve, it go ahead and changes your active and private keys. Because you are logged in with Scatter, it changes that so that it basically locks you out. And as I told Ken earlier before we started this video when I was on the phone with him, the best analogy I can give to you guys out there is imagine this. Imagine you're away from your home and someone goes to your home and changes all of your locks. All of your locks on your front door, your back door, everything. And you go home and you have the original key and you try to put the key in to unlock your door, but it just doesn't fit. That is what they did. They manipulated Scatter to their advantage to change my active and owner keys so that now they have my account. Now I do want to show you this. Let's go to blocks.io. Let's head over to my old account, which was send Hooray EOS 11. I've been traumatized. I haven't checked my account since this happened, so I they're with me. So there we go. They've actually taken the EOS coins. Right now on that old account, I only have 1.1. But let's take a look at the transactions here. Um, so let's start from day one, um, which was about the 20. Here it is. Here it is. So here is the code that I was talking about. This is the code that's going to show up on Scatter. It was actually a little bit more, I guess. This is only showing a little bit, I guess. But this is literally all it showed me. And it said allow and don't allow. I clicked allow. And that is, of course, when they sent me the memo, which is right here, just to show you the memo. From Telos X, I went to the website, I clicked allow with Scatter, it changed this. I guess it also changed this as well to another key as well. And I guess from here, let's try to do. Okay, so here's when when my account got unstaked, which was on the 23rd when I received. Here's the memo unstaked, which was around 808 EOS that were unstaked at that time. Um, I guess they changed the key. I don't have control anymore of my account. And I guess from here, they sent tokens from here to this is Bancor
Yeah, that
500, and then received, I guess, some other coins. Um, and again, this is all new info. I actually haven't checked this in a while. And again, you see all these transactions that are happening here. And I
so
guess
so just to get this straight, I got to understand this. So you never gave your private key to Scatter. Did you give your private key to Scatter or not?
the only thing Scatter had was when I clicked download on Scatter, just like everyone else, you use Scatter to sync your account. So yes, Scatter did have my private key to sync my account to use it as a wallet, just like any other
Okay.
wallet software out there.
So was it
And
able to get that from your activity with links, or did you have to actually put it into Scatter?
I actually put it into Scatter,
Okay,
and that was the setup of Scatter. And then
I
from
got it.
there, that's when I went over and I logged in with Scatter after that.
Okay, I
Because
got it.
as I said before, and I keep emphasizing this because I want people to understand, everyone tells you don't enter your keys on a unknown website. This to me, at first, I had a little bit weird, not a red flag, like a yellow flag. But as soon as I saw this, I saw all the things where they showed me how much coins I had, and then they showed me this, the login with Scatter, just like when you go to EOS that, or it
Right,
might be a different name, or all these other sites, you see that button everywhere. And
right.
again, they used,
And
the
the thing
Scatter.
about it is you never gave permission to change your keys. That was
Exactly.
right. So in other words,
Exactly.
when you logged in, it was legitimately going to someplace everybody on EOS is aware of, and most everybody's used, including myself. But you didn't know that by just logging in, that
It
you
was
would,
going to change my
yeah, they could
keys.
change your keys without you knowing about it. And what were you talking to me a little bit about? It actually by having them staked was actually
Yes.
worse because you.
So
Go ahead.
yeah, so just so I'm not sure, Ken, if you've seen Crypto Tim's video or if anyone out there has seen his
No, I
video.
didn't see Tim's video. Tim actually sent me just a little bit of information saying, "Hey, there's another person been taken advantage of," and I read it real quickly. And I didn't even. I just said, "Thanks, Tim. Appreciate the update." And I didn't realize until I think you did you telegram me today, or how did we get a hold of? How did you get a hold of me?
I messaged you on Telegram because I saw your video a few days after this happened to me, and I saw your video about the Safeguard EOS,
Okay,
and
great.
that's when I saw your channel description, and I think it had the Telegram uh, group chat, and that's when I found you, and I telling you my story and everything that happened. But as what I was saying before, and kind of what Crypto Tim said, a lot of YouTubers, including Crypto Tim and all these other guys, always tell you, hey, keep your coins staked so that if your account gets compromised, someone takes your keys or et cetera, you can log in because you have your key and you can take control of the account. Because uh, for those of you that are that have EOS and had staked your coins, you know that in order to unstake your coins, it takes 3 days for it to fully unstake. I can kind of show you here when when I staked the. Um, try to find it here. Let's take a look here. Might not be able to find the
So
transaction
this
where
all
I
took place while
staked.
your coins are being, where your coins are staked.
Exactly. So I started staking them. I believe it was the 18th or the 19th when I started staking them, and it wasn't until, or I'm sorry, I unstaked them on the 18th because that's when I got my Nano Ledger, and I wanted to transfer everything over. And I believe of course, my coins got unstaked on the 23rd, so I had literally no access to my account, and seeing my account, the timer going down and down, and my account's about to get unstaked. And and I know Chris talked about this, and for those of you who don't know who Chris is, um, he's someone who also fell or for some reason his account was compromised. Kent, correct me if I'm wrong. Do we still not know what exactly happened to Kent, or do we have an idea?
That is correct. We're not sure, but
Okay, we're not sure.
after hearing both, comparing both stories, I think there's some similarity.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, kind of to what happened with Chris, he lost 120,000 due to his
right,
account being
120
compromised.
plus. I think that's a little bit more than
Yeah,
120,000.
and and I do want to tell people this is that yes, I can be all depressed and sad that I lost this, but when I see the community getting together, such as you, Kent, who reached out to me when I messaged you, and Crypto Tim, big shout out to him. He literally has you know uh, talked to me and helped me kind of understand how this all happened. uh, Thanks to the community, especially this new foundation, the whole Safeguard EOS Foundation, and those of you who had seen Ken's video before, that basically explains that the whole ECAS situation, and block producers unfortunately aren't doing their responsibilities for ECAF at this point. There has to be some type of way for people like me and for people out there to attempt to do something, because right now Chris and I and a bunch of you others are just sitting around, just unfortunately, you're thinking just like I'm thinking, everything's gone. Your coins, your accounts been completely taken over. um,
Right, and
but
you have
yeah,
contacted everybody, like the block producers, and
yeah, I've I've
nobody's responded, right?
yeah, and that being said, good point to bring up, Kent, is that just how Chris did. There's this Telegram group chat called EOS 911, and I want to give a huge warning to everyone. If this ever happens to you, and I know you're thinking to yourself right now, viewers, that this isn't going to happen to me, but it's the same thing when I saw Chris's video on Kent, when Kent was interviewing Chris, I was thinking the literally days before, this isn't going to happen to me. My coins are staked. I still watch the video, but I'm thinking to myself, that's not going to happen to me. But if this does ever happen to you, and you're panicking, kind of how I was, and you go to a channel like EOS 911 and all these other ones, be careful. People will message you and take advantage of you, and they know that you are panicking, and these scammers will start to send you a private message and tell you, hey, yeah, I'm sorry you went through this, and they'll start talking to you, becoming your friend, sympathizing with you, all this stuff, and then they start asking, "What's your Ethereum key?" and all this stuff. Or in order for us to help you, I need your key for this coin, and what's your password here and there. They're just trying to take advantage of someone who has fallen for something, and they're trying to basically rehook you onto something else. So be very careful. I mean, I had accounts that were like the official EOS authority and all these other guys that had the same pictures, the same username, or the same display name at least. The username was different. If that ever does happen to you, a big thing I do like to tell people, or what I've told people in that group that joined after me, if they do message you privately, first of all, they shouldn't. But if they do, tell them, can you verify that it's you, that you are an actual admin for that by going back to the group chat and saying, yes, I'm an admin. If they start telling you, like, oh, I'm not in right now, or I don't want to talk to the group chat, then that's a go ahead. That's a clear signal you're trying to get scammed again. But that's just a minor thing here is, be careful with it. If this does ever happen to you, don't go, you know, don't fall for something else again. And yes, this sucks on what happened to me and Chris. But my main goal at this point, yes, I care about the money that's lost. But the worst thing that I can imagine is this happening to someone else because, just think about this. I go to school, I was distracted for almost a week about all of this that happened, trying to sleep, trying to go to work, trying to do your job correctly. People are realizing that you're in a bad mood. So I just hope that this doesn't happen to anyone, and that what Kent's trying to do and what everyone else is trying to do regarding all these foundations and trying to spread awareness, people realize that the easiest way, all these scammers are always going to be ahead of you and ahead of the community. They're going to try to use scatter. They're going to try to use all these other methods. Who knows? To be honest with you, Ken, who knows 2 months from now what's going to happen? Are they going to be using something else? Because the scammers did realize that don't give out your public key, or don't give out your keys on websites. And as I said, they use scatter in this situation. And unfortunately, from the 808 that I had, I don't have access to this account, but I'm down to one. The good thing is, though, for those of you that are wondering where I'm at right now, I was able to get around 85 EOS. Those are currently sitting in my Nano Ledger, waiting to get paid and kind of rebuild. And I know a lot of you might be thinking, why are you still in EOS? Why are you still involved with cryptocurrency after everything that's happened to you? And the main reason, the community.
Good.
After seeing, and I kid you not, I was literally about to delete. I mean, I was gonna throw away my ledger. I was gonna literally uninstall everything, Telegram, everything. But I realized, let me be the bigger person here and try to get in contact with people and try to get my word out and try to help. And of course, when I saw Kent's video, which I thought was great timing, that's when I'm like, this foundation, all even though I only have 85 EOS, and for those of you that might be a lot, for some of you that might not be, that's 2 cents for you. But I was able to give about 10 EOS over to that foundation to kind of spread awareness, and hopefully someone out there that's about to go to this website and they're about to hit login with Scatter, hopefully you see this video and you see, I mean, I had blogs that were written about me. I know Crypto Tim talked to a few major blog posts, and there was people writing about me and all this stuff. And um, again, it's all about the awareness at this point. At this point, I've come to the realization that that money is gone. It is what it is. Got to look forward into the future. Can't keep looking backwards, and cross our fingers that ECAF or hopefully the community comes up with something. And I think, Kent, you're getting really close to something that's going to be very useful in the future and can be very powerful for people.
Well, thank you very much, and I thank you for the 10 EOS. It means the world to me and everybody else out there too. That
Yes,
you're
sir.
willing to give, even after you've suffered such a tremendous loss.
Yes, sir.
So I really appreciate it. And I think everybody else does too. And you do a very nice job of explaining this. I couldn't come close to doing what you just did here the last few minutes, of
Yes,
being
sir.
able to succinctly put this together and show people what happened and to warn people about what happened. You did a
And
really nice job.
exactly. And the last thing I want to say, and I know I said this in the beginning of the video, is again, I'm not trying to scare you away from Scatter. Personally, in my opinion here, I'm not a huge fan of it. I thought the layout was confusing, to be honest with you. I thought that just I was very comfortable using EOS links. I hope the scatter team can improve what they're trying to do. I'm not sure what their situation is. The one thing I do want to note, which unfortunately, I think because of me. And if you look at their Twitter page, they did mention not my name, but they posted about the Telos website, the fake one after I talked to Rami. Um, there was a new update to Scatter now warning you. Now, if you hopefully you don't do this, please do not do this. But if you do go and click login with Scatter, there's now going to be a warning sign. I'm not sure how it looks like, haven't really gotten into that detail with it, but they have updated the software of Scatter to give you a warning now. Because before there was just black and white text and a allow and decline button. So I think because of my situation and the reports they've gotten, I think like 48 hours later they were able to come out. I think it was 10.0 point something, something like that, where they addressed that literally the only thing they added to that update was uh, that warning sign. I wish they would have done that sooner, but hopefully that's prevented someone else due to my um, stupidity. And I'll be honest, I was stupid. I should have talked and messaged to, some other people. And Ken, the last thing, and I know I keep saying the last thing, but I'm trying to think as much as I can to help you guys out there. Tim, he recently made a video. I think it was today, or or actually no, yesterday. He said that the best way to keep yourself safe from phishing scans and stuff like this, and I think this he made a great point, is communication. This would not have happened to me if I would have gone to the official Tell Us Telegram channel and would have said, "Hey, I just got this weird transaction from this person with the website. Is this normal?" If I would have taken the 5 minutes to join that channel and ask, or even ask multiple people, this would not have happened. So, if you really care about your cryptocurrency, either you have $1 invested or tens of thousands of dollars invested, please talk to someone if you get something like this. Even if you have that little yellow flag in your head, get a hold of someone and get a second opinion. Because if I wish I had a time machine and I would have gone back and stayed away from this website. But that's the last thing that can come into my mind right now to um, spread the awareness and to warn everyone about.
Well, you've done that, and you've done that very well, and I really appreciate it. The other
Thank
thing too is we need to be aware. We need to let everybody know, and I think Tim's right. Good communication between everybody, so we know when these people are doing what they're doing, and we're able to expose them, so they don't do it again, and everybody stays away from this kind of garbage. And the other thing is, like you said, we EOS. Everybody understands that EOS is a great place to be. It's got an outstanding future, and I talk about it every night almost on my video, how much I believe in this platform and how much I believe in EOS and how much we have everything in it too. I mean, we've launched an application. We did an airdrop. We've literally got everything riding on EOS too. We're very vested in this community and
Definitely.
this blockchain, and we want it to work. And the way to make it work is to make it safe. And the way to make it safe is to communicate and make sure everybody's aware of what's going on, and upgrade and update and continue to work on making this a tighter, more safe way of doing business, where nobody can take anything from anybody. And if they do, there's a way to at least get something back, or a way to help people get back on their feet, or a way to recover what it is you've lost. We've got to have some safeguards, and not everybody's going to do everything perfectly all the time. But we got to know that if you mess up, that there's a second chance, and that's what we're hoping to do, is say, hey, we may not make you 100% whole, but we're going to help you get back on your feet, and we're going to help get back some of what you lost, and we're going to help you in the future, and we're going to help everybody else based on the mistakes we've all made. And here they are. So for that, you did a fantastic job. I'm so glad I'm glad. And thank you for coming on so quickly. I mean, I just literally talked to you the first time an hour or two ago. So
Yeah, yeah.
I know it's like
No,
I'm talking to you. I'm going, I got to get this information out quickly, because, like you say, there's a fake website out there where people think they're getting Telos tokens, and we better let people know this quickly, because you don't know today, right now, somebody could be on that website clicking
I
away.
I do want to say one more thing. I've been in contact with the web hosting company of the website as well as the domain provider.
Mhm.
Kent, I'm gonna send you the abuse email and I'll send you the email that's currently hosted off of TELUS Foundation. I've contacted them. I think they're currently investigating everything. The more people that can email this abuse email and tell them that, hey, this website telosfoundation.io, there's a dash between there, they are scamming people, and give them the link of the actual website. The more people they can contact the hosting provider and give them, um, the more of a PR mess, or not really a PR mess, but the more info you can give to this email that will be hopefully in the description, that you can email them, tell them that, hey, this is a phishing website. Here's the real website. A lot of people are falling for this. Please investigate this. Anything within those words, the more people that can contact the domain registrar as well as the web hosting company and try. And don't get me wrong, knowing scammers, they're gonna find another web hosting company. But if we can at least get them shut down for a few hours or for a few days until they can move their stuff somewhere else, that's a few hours and a few days that someone else can potentially not get or cannot fall into this situation like I did.
Good words. Absolutely. I totally agree. And also, I would not totally give up on your case. I would call the police and make
Yeah,
a
yeah,
report
exactly.
and
Yes,
maybe contact the exchanges and see if there's some way they can freeze those accounts, because it's really insult to injury when you see the wallet continues to live and you can actually sit there and see your EOS, what's
yeah,
left of it, and know somebody else has control of it and that it's still on the blockchain and nobody can stop it. So
exactly.
we need to get these accounts froze that have been taken over by hackers and scammers, and not allow them to be in our face every day, more or less as an insult to what they've done. So,
Yes, sir. Definitely.
okay, my friend, uh, appreciate your information, and we'll just keep getting the word out, and hopefully more people will be made aware of these kind of things, and these scammers will leave us alone and go away and go back to the rock that they crawled out from underneath.
I really do appreciate the platform, and I do appreciate the community and all the people that have messaged me and have cared and have given me just words of encouragement for everything. I do appreciate it. And again, it's all about looking forward. Yes, definitely try to contact the exchanges and the police, but at this point, it's just look look forward for the future, look forward for the community, look forward for the EOS blockchain, and see where this goes, and hopefully everything goes well from here.
I think, yeah, I think we're on the right track. We're on the right track.
Definitely.
Definitely. I'm like you. You know, I make these videos every single night, and I have a strong belief in the future.
Great videos. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Sometimes, yeah, no, keep coming too, because I enjoy it that much. But because I made a video last night about how people can see the future sometimes, so they can see when technology is going to start taking over the future. And I been around a long time and seen a lot of things happen, and I really believe this is the future. And I believe EOS is the blockchain that's going to make it, and the blockchain that's going to be the blockchain of the future. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, and passionate about getting this kind of information out and making sure people stay safe on the EOS, because EOS is a great place to be. Was a great idea by Dan Lammer. It continues to be a great idea. We just need to all bind together, help each other out, and bring this to the next level. And as we do that, it will become more valuable. The more people feel comfortable on this blockchain, the more people feel like they don't have to worry about losing anything, or they feel like if something happens, there's some security there. This token will trade higher, because people will start to feel more comfortable and they'll start to feel safe. And if you can make people feel safe here, they will invest their life and their energies and everything they have to understand it and get along with it and use it, because it is a great tool for the future.
Exactly. Good. Yes. Definitely. Good words.
Okay, my friend, I'll let you go, and I appreciate your time. And like I say, if you get anything else, send it my way. I'll put it on the Telegram channel, Safeguard EOS, so people can read there and
Definitely.
try to share as much information. Thank you to Tim. I know I talked about him in the very beginning, but thanks for Tim for getting the message out too.
Yes, thanks to everyone, definitely. And again, Kent, a big thank you for letting me talk on your platform. And hopefully, this message gets sent to a lot of people, and a lot of people stay away from this.
Absolutely. I'm going to try to figure out a title that makes it so people know that they need to watch this so they can protect themselves and not go to that site, because
Exactly.
that's a big thing right now. Telos is getting started and everybody knows those tokens available. So boy, these guys are smart. I mean, they're smart. They know how to lure people in. They know that the trigger things to say to get people to come aboard. So we need to let them know. We need to let them know.
Definitely. Kent, thank you so
Okay,
much.
Ray, thank you very much. Have a good evening, and
You too.
we'll make sure that something good happens out of this. I appreciate you very much.
I really do appreciate it.
Okay, thanks,
Yes,
Ray.
sir. Have a good one.
You too, buddy. Bye.
Bye-bye.